Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we're doing the crossword for Saturday, July 27th, 2024. So, on what's nearly the end of AirVenture.
And almost the end of the month.
Did you do the crossword?
I did.
And did you soar while you were doing it, or did it make you soar?
It did not make me soar, but I persisted.
Good. That would be 2 down.
I tried to persevere, but I ended up persisting, and I was able to get smart and get it home.
Get smart, that would be 33 down. Very good.
That is right.
Nice job of working in those answers.
I thought so.
As I desperately scan through here looking for other words that I could, let's see, how can I work in blue marlin? Not easily, I can tell you that.
Right. There were so many things in this puzzle I did not know.
Really? Mm-hmm. You could write a book about the things you don't know?
I did not know 20 across, Allison Blank, track star, with 7 Olympic gold medals.
Right.
Felix. Allison Felix.
I guarantee if you didn't know something, I didn't know something.
I did not know 25 across. Literally, it means submission. Islam. I did not know that.
I think we've seen that before.
I think we have too,
clued like that.
But I didn't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, submission.
How about, let's see, 16 across, hot pink fashion aesthetic, BARBIECORE.
BARBIECORE.
I had Barbie and I went for Barbie chic.
Oh.
Because I thought that sounded better than core, but apparently the correct...
I'd say BARBIECORE.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that phrase before?
I've heard that, yes.
Really? Oh, that would have helped.
Mm-hmm. I loved 1 across. That was my favorite clue. Homefinding.org. SPCA.
Yes.
I was thinking, well, there's the VA helps with homes, the FHA helps with... I was thinking like loan companies and government programs, but no. Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
Right.
Fighting pet homes. Oh.
And then 1 down was astronomy, but not astrology, STEM field.
Right, yes.
I had STEM, but I just could not get a handle on field for a while.
I had so much trouble with that area where field is, yeah. Because I didn't know things, like I didn't know 22 across. Small craters in auto body paint. Why would I not know that? It was fish eyes.
Fish eyes.
Yes.
I guess they just mean like little dots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So...
And like I said before, I didn't know Islam was a submission. 28 across. Golf apparel brand. I just racked my brain with all the golf apparel I have purchased.
That would be none.
Right. Etonic.
And we've had that before too, I believe.
Have we?
I think that is not the first time it has appeared. Mm-hmm. We can consult with the expert on that question. That would be xwordinfo.com. And we see that etonic has appeared 3 times.
Oh, my.
Of course, the previous time was in 2020.
That's a long time ago for me.
4
years.
Were we doing the podcast? I think we were doing the podcast in...
Yeah, we were. Mm-hmm.
In February? That would have been... Wasn't that during the plague?
Well, that was at the beginning of the plague, but we did it through the plague. The COVID.
It wasn't a plague. I'm sorry. It was pretty bad.
It was very bad. But yes, we were doing it then.
Okay, I think then we have seen it at least 2 times in the time we were doing it.
Yeah, and then the one right at the bottom of that area, 38 across, bridge expert for short, DDS, dentist. That's
right.
I had ENG for engineer because I thought engineers are bridge experts, but anyway, no.
I had a hunch. That question mark at the end of the clue always makes me leery.
Well, and so it does me too, but I couldn't think of any other bridge. I a bridge.
Well, yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I started thinking. First, I had DEN for dentistry, but then it turned out to be DDS.
DDS.
What is that?
Of dentistry. Mm-hmm.
They're using DS for or is it dental science or something?
Perhaps, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just always thought Doctor of dentistry. Oh.
Let's see. We'll just ask doctor of dental surgery. Of dental surgery.
Oh, uh-huh.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess when they're pulling out
The
various
root canal is definitely like surgery. I mean, they have to give you an anesthetic to do a lot of the stuff they do to you.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I also like 30 across. I thought that was a funny clue. Snoop around a studio.
Yes.
And there was no question mark there. It was just snoop around a studio. It was dog.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Mm-hmm. And, I put that down and wanted to pull it out because I was having all sorts of troubles in that area, but I'm like, no, this has got to be right.
Right.
So I sort of treated it as one of my anchor answers. 27 down ran into the O of dog, and it was word that's a homophone of a number.
Right.
And so first I thought 1, W-O-N.
Oh, uh-huh.
But then it was 2, T-O-O.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I thought, they wouldn't use 2 because it sounds too close to 2.
Well, I had the T of that, 26 across. View from Jackson Hole, the Tetons.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I had par 6. I had no idea what to do with that. I thought Jackson Hole is something in golf.
No, it's actually a ski area in Wyoming, but it's a city in Wyoming.
Oh, see, I was thinking of like Jackson, Mississippi.
No.
I was really doing
You don't call that Jackson Hole.
I was really doing poorly on that question.
I guess.
And then we had 24 down, Big Gun. So I had it starting with an M because 24 across Scrooge's was Misers. And I thought it was going to be like Magnum P.I. But first it wouldn't fit.
Well, that's a gun. A Magnum.
Well, Big Gun. I mean, that was
well, it's not a big gun.
Well, it's pretty big. I think if you're shot by it, it's going to feel like a big gun, right? So anyways, it turned out to be Mogul.
That's right.
Well,
another one, I had trouble with, and it crossed with Felix. The F in Felix was 20 down. It might be expressed with emotion, and it went almost the whole, length
height
of the height of the puzzle. Feminine side.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that really, it certainly made that part with the fish eyes and Islam a lot harder because I'm like, I have no idea. Might be expressed with emotion. So,
I had to get a lot of that filled in before I recognized what was going on.
Me too.
And I think I had 39, groovy. For some reason, I had it starting with an O for a bit. But it turned out to be I dig.
Right.
And I think once I had that, I had like 9 side, and somehow I was able to see that. But that was tricky.
Right.
Let's see here. There were great clues throughout the whole puzzle. 37 down, that was left in a way was port.
Right.
And then we had something else that actually related to the drink, not the direction.
Yes.
Not so sweet, drier, 13 down.
Mm-hmm.
I found that tricky. I thought it was going to be, first I had acidy, A-C-I-D-Y, which I do not believe is a word.
I don't know.
But that third eye, not the third eye, the first and only eye was lining up with it. So, gotcha was noted.
Yes.
Boy, I misinterpreted that.
Oh.
It was like aha or something like that.
Oh. Yes.
Let's see.
I like 29 down was a really hard clue. Wrap-ups of sort. Codas. I mean, there's like no clue at all. You're talking about music. And I was just thinking, well, it could be like a sari, so it could be clothing. I thought, well, it could be like a pita or a taco or something. So it could be like food. It turned out to be musical.
I went for gifts.
For what?
Gifts.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you wrap up a gift.
That's right. Right.
But wasn't even close.
Yep.
Let's see here. 32 down. We've seen this recently. Expression of exasperation. I can't even.
Yes.
And I had that all filled in, but I didn't know 55 across. Big name in small loans. K-I-V-A. I had it ending in A, and I thought B of A. Bank of America.
Oh.
And I didn't think they were really they're big.
Yes, but there are no initials in the clue, so you'd have to write that out, Bank of America. And
Right.
It wouldn't fit in 4 squares.
Well, I was desperate at that point because 55 down was something stand, and I had, I thought EEG stand, you'd put an EEG machine on a stand,
Yeah.
and then I thought a leg stand, I wasn't sure what that was either.
I know. I went through the alphabet there too.
Turned out it was,
Yeah.
yes.
That's where I ended up. That last square was the square before the EG, which was a K
For keg,
for keg and kiva.
keg stand.
I had never heard of kiva either, but apparently it allows anyone to make small loans to budding entrepreneurs.
Really? Do we get to charge like exorbitant interest rates? If
Perhaps
so,
we should, yeah.
count me in.
We should do that to cover the expenses of our podcast.
By ripping other people off. I don't know if that's in keeping with the spirit of what we were doing
I
here.
guess not.
50, well, so I sort of ended up there, but I also ended up, there were 2 places that I was very wobbly on. I mean, it was very wobbly on most places to start, but 51 across, specification for a smoker. I can never remember, and as a non-smoker, I'm really not too concerned directly, if it was low tar or no tar.
No time.
It's no tar, but 51 down, the real first name of comedian Aquafina was Nora,
Right.
not Laura.
No.
So I was wobbly there. I actually also had trouble with 45 across. Subjects of a miracle in Matthew 14. I had it starting with an L, and I had it ending with an ES, and I thought, oh, it's lepers.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Actually, forget the E.
That wouldn't work.
Forget the E. I had it starting with an L and ending with an S, and I thought lepers.
No, it's loaves and fishes.
Well, it did say subjects, and I thought that would be people more likely than loaves, food. So,
But he didn't do the miracle on the people. He did them on the loaves.
well, who cured the lepers?
Well, he did that too.
Did he do it in Matthew 14?
No.
Okay.
He fed 5,000 with loaves and fishes.
Wow. Excellent. Let's see here. Applies pressure to was urges. I guess that wasn't too hard. Let's see. 35 down I struggled with. That was Paris, Texas director Wenders.
Yeah.
And the answer was whim.
Yeah. I had Tim, Tom, and then West, and then I just had so many different names there.
42 across was charm, and I put down enamor, which meant it was going to be whim because I had the other 2 letters and felt good about them. But I'm like, that doesn't look right. There were quite a few places here that didn't look right.
But yeah, no, I struggled with that too. But eventually got it. Another fun clue I thought was 53 across. People you might have beef with. Carnivores.
Yes, that was pretty funny.
I'm sure they were hoping people would say have a beef with. And you don't think about your enemies or adversaries, but
another
have beef with.
Yes.
Carnivores.
Yep. Another reason why I had so much trouble with this 10 down, which again took 12 out of the 15 squares.
Yeah.
Symbol of precariousness. I had teeter-totter.
Oh.
I misspelled teeter-totter to make it work. I had T-E-A-T-T-E-R-T-O-T-T-E-R. But I felt pretty good about it, other than the A instead of the E for T.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be leaning tower.
Leaning tower.
So I had to backpedal on most of the squares there.
Oh, yeah.
So, and 5 across, grouping in the Southern Caribbean, ABC Islands. It's like, really? It was right up there with BARBIECORE.
Yes.
So let's see if there's anything else. 56 across was cute. They had an emoji, one meaning of thumbs up.
Right.
And the answer was, I need a ride.
Yep.
I don't know if people hitchhike anymore. It seems to me to be a bad idea all around.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I was thinking, well, maybe hailing a cab, but you don't usually put your thumb up for that. You usually, put your hand out. But
31 down. That was go south, take a dive.
Right.
I didn't quite follow that. I thought go south is sort of slang for when things deteriorate.
Yes.
But take a dive
Well,
is...
that's sort of the same thing.
Well, I think of take a dive...
When things don't go well.
I think of going south as external factors affecting you, whereas take a dive is something that you decide to do yourself. You still have control of the situation.
No. I think it means that you've done something very bad and things are not going the way they're supposed to. You know, like you take a dive.
Oh, but...
It means the same thing as go south.
Right. I plan to research this after the show here because I am very curious about this.
Yep.
One last thing, 14 down, they get me every time when they do this. Thrills, sends.
Yes, we've seen that before.
I know, and I got it wrong before.
I always have to think about what was that.
I always have to think about it and then not get it, and then get it through the crosses.
It took me a while too. So.
All right, but this was a great crossword by Barbara Lynn and Matthew Stock.
Right.
So well done, Barbara. Well done, Matthew.
Yep.
And that is it for the crossword, except for the fact that it's Saturday and we need to talk about our Jam Katwa, Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award.
That is correct.
And this week, as always, we went back through the crosswords of the week, seeking what we take to be the very best. And there were some good crosswords this week. But this week, we went for this crossword.
That's right, Saturday.
Because of all the aforementioned clues. There was just a really great, there was not too much pop culture, which I'm sort of biased against, but just some really, really great cluing here.
There were some good, funny clues, and then there were some really tough clues.
Like Alpine Mountain Climber, 8 down, Ibex.
Yes,
Or even, yes, in Portuguese, 9 down, Sim.
Yes, I didn't know that. But yeah, lots of fun clues, and yet lots of really challenging clues, and yet if someone like me can persevere and get it done, then I'm like, well, it's doable.
It was. I think it has to be in your wheelhouse. I think if you've done lots and lots of these crosswords, it definitely helps.
It gets easier. Yeah, it gets easier the more you do. So.
Right, because you have that large collection of words and clues on which to draw.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and I didn't fill in anything until I got to misers 24 across. That was just the first one. I did put it in for 15 across, dabbling duck, teal, and I thought, no, that's probably not right, and they took it out, but it turned out to be right. But misers really was the first clue, and that was about a third of the way down the puzzle. So, but you just plug away, and
right.
Eventually, you get one here and one there, and on Friday and Saturday, I do not follow my regular way of solving, which is I do about a third of the acrosses, and then I fill in with the downs, and then I do about a third of the acrosses. If I can get one, then I start looking at all the crosses of that one to see if I can get one of those, and just build from there. So when I got misers, then I started looking all around misers to see what else I might know.
Right.
And that's certainly that's where I started. I just built from there. Yeah,
my strategy is to gnash teeth, yell, curse, and just scream at the puzzle until it gives up.
I didn't notice you doing that when I watched you.
I do it silently. I'm mainly yelling at myself, not really at the puzzle, but I'm having a fine time. In any event.
Anyway.
This was a great crossword. Well done, Barbara and Matthew. If you feel so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com.
Yep.
And we will have your Jam Katwa certificate signed, framed, and some wonderful Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award swag winging its way towards you in no time.
That's right.
And for anyone else who wants to get a hold of us, you can use the same strategy, Crossword Podcast, at iCloud.com, or leave us a note on Facebook, or click on the Send Fan Mail link. That's it for today. We will see all of you again tomorrow.
Bye-bye.